This NFL franchise did the unthinkable just a year ago. They traded away their young, promising quarterback for a late-round pick. A move like that usually screams rebuild, right? Wrong, because instead of falling apart, this team is rising from the ashes with a new identity, a new coach, a franchise quarterback, and a roster full of firepower on both sides of the football. This isn't a rebuild, it's a reawakening. And the team that's about to be crowned the new King of the North? The Chicago Bears. The Bears quietly had one of the best off-seasons in the entire NFL, and it started with a nuclear bang. On January 21st, they landed the crown jewel of coaching candidates, Ben Johnson. Detroit's offensive architect, the mastermind behind an offense that dropped a league-best 33.2 points per game in 2024, is now the head coach of the Bears. This is the same guy who helped Jared Goff go from cast-off to Pro Bowl level passer. Now imagine what he can do with Caleb Williams. Caleb seems to have it all. Pocket presence, arm talent, off-platform creativity, and most importantly, that it factor. Yes, he had rookie growing pains, but so did Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, and even Peyton Manning. 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 87.8 passer rating. Those are solid numbers for a rookie. Under Ben Johnson, expect that to multiply, because Johnson didn't come to Chicago just to coach. He came to dominate. And Caleb's leap won't happen in a vacuum. Last season, the Bears' offensive line was flat out embarrassing. They allowed 68 sacks, the most in the NFL. So the front office said enough is enough, and they went shopping for protection. On March 12th, they pulled off two massive trades. They traded for left guard Joe Thuney, the ultimate winner. 4 Super Bowl rings, multiple All-Pro nods, and the man who shut down Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl. Hell, if you're building a dynasty, this guy needs to be a part of it, being a part of both the Patriots and the Chiefs' recent dynastic runs. If you're going to war and you need a guy for the trenches, this is the guy I want. They also acquired Jonah Jackson, a rock-solid right guard with great run-blocking instincts. And they weren't done. They signed one of the most underrated football players in the league, Drew Dalman, the Falcons' elite center who ranked 4th in PFF grade and 3rd in run blocking amongst all centers. The man only allowed 10 pressures all season. That's less than 1 for every 30 pass blocking snaps. The Bears didn't just patch holes, they reinforced the whole wall. And here's where Ben Johnson's offensive genius really starts to matter. Because now he's got DeAndre Swift, one of the more versatile backs in the league. Swift may not have one elite superpower, but he does everything well. He can run between the tackles, catch out of the backfield, and make a defender miss in space. He's a death by 1,000 cuts kind of weapon, and under Johnson, this could be the year he finally puts it all together. Then there's underrated depth. Devin Duvernay, Olamide Zaccheaus, guys who won't be on your fantasy team, but might just house a reverse for 60 yards the moment your defense takes a breather. This offense is going to stress you horizontally and vertically, constantly forcing defenses to play honest. And don't forget about Cole Kmet. Now that Colston Loveland is in the mix, Kmet moves to more of a 1B role. But that's a good thing. 2 reliable tight ends means more versatility in formation, more mismatches in the middle of the field, and more nightmares for linebackers trying to keep up. Ben Johnson has tools. Now let's see how sharp he can make them. Now let's talk defense, or lack of it in 2024. Last year, the Bears had 0 players in the top 38 for pressures. Their best pass rusher, Montez Sweat, only had 5.5 sacks. That's unacceptable in today's NFL. So what did they do? They went out and got Grady Jarrett, the long-time Falcons wrecking ball and 2-time Pro Bowler. A savvy veteran who still ranks top 15 in solo tackles and stops amongst defensive linemen. Then they grabbed Dayo Odunze, the most underrated pickup of the offseason. This guy led the Indianapolis Colts in pressures 2 straight seasons, and he's only 25. A long, twitchy, scheme-versatile end who can rush from anywhere, and he could potentially get better. Between Jarrett and Dayo, Chicago now has trench disruptors who can finally collapse the pocket. Add in a few breakout candidates and this unit might go from bottom tier to scary fast. But here's the real secret weapon that no one's talking about. The Bears secondary might just be the best in football. They ranked number 1 in the NFL in EPA per dropback, meaning they were one of the toughest units to score on through the air. You could try to throw on them, but odds are it wasn't ending well for you. It starts with Jalen Johnson, a lockdown corner who erases wide receiver ones. Then you've got Tyreek Stevenson, a long physical presence on the other side who keeps improving. Add in Jaquan Brisker, a heat-seeking missile at safety, and now another year with Kevin Byard, the two-time All-Pro veteran who brings brains and ball skills to the back end. This unit doesn't just break up passes, they take the ball away. Multiple starters recorded interceptions last season, and with this group fully healthy and more deep than ever, Chicago's pass coverage is going to be hell for opposing quarterbacks. And suddenly, the front seven that we just talked about, they don't need to be elite, they just need to be good enough to let the secondary clean up everything behind them. Then came the draft, and let me tell you, Ben Johnson crushed it. In round 1, they snagged Colston Loveland, the best pass-catching tight end in the class. Smooth routes, big frame, great hands. This guy's a matchup nightmare. Think Sam Laporta 2.0. In round 2, they got a steal. Luther Burden III out of Missouri. The Yak King, a human joystick from the slot. DJ Moore and Odunze can terrorize the outside, and Burden will carve you up on the inside. Expect a ton of pre-snap motion and design space touches. Think Jamison Williams, but with more wiggle and contact balance. Then came one of my favorite picks in the draft, Ozzie Trapillo, the 6'8" offensive tackle from Boston College. 5 penalties in over 3 seasons. Elite size, NFL frame, and with Braxton Jones recovering from ankle surgery, he might start immediately. And we can't forget about defensive tackle Shamar Turner, their final second rounder. A powerful, explosive defensive tackle with elite burst and great leverage. This guy can play 3-tech or nose, and he's a menace against both the run and the pass. But let's call it like it is. Every year it feels like the Chicago Bears win the offseason. Big signings, flashy draft picks, new coach, hope. And every year by November, that hope is crushed and they're 4-8 and the cycle resets. So the real question is this finally real? Is Ben Johnson the guy who breaks the curse and launches Caleb Williams into MVP conversations? Is this offensive line finally strong enough to give him time? Is the defense finally physical enough to go toe-to-toe with the Lions, Packers, and the rest of the NFC? Or is this just another mirage, another spring of hype before the fall of heartbreak? What do you think? Are the Bears ready to rule the North again, or are we being fooled all over again? Let me know in the comments. If you're hyped for the Bears or you just love NFL deep breakdowns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos like the one on the Patriots comeback season and why the Broncos might be the AFC's biggest dark horse in 2025. We'll see you in the next one.